All right, this scenario is just going to have to do. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad that you're here. Yes, I am sitting on my floor in my bedroom without the bed made to film a video because it's the weekend. My husband's home. He's trying to take a nap. My dogs are resting after eating dinner so that they're not barking, and my neighbor is playing polka music like they live here, so I can't go out on my front porch to film. And here we are. Welcome to today's video where I'm going to have a chat about the nature of feeling stuck. Despite being conscious and aware of what's going on with ourselves and maybe what healing we need, and not being able to take that action forward to remove ourselves from suffering. I think it's a really important topic right now because I think that we're starting to figure some things out about ourselves, but we're still paralyzed by fear and not taking radical responsibility for where we are at in our lives. And so we continue to be stuck and depressed and maybe experiencing a bunch of self-pity. And I want to talk about some of what I've experienced related to that and how it has drastically shifted over the last month or two for me, and how I want to help you drastically shift that if the timing is right, because timing is not always on our side, but there are ways that we can transmute suffering even if we need to practice patience. If any of that sounds good with you and resonates, then come along with me. Let's have a floor video, and I look forward to serving you the best that I can. So even though I'm just taking baby steps related to resolving my own suffering, which has been great and lengthy, I really feel called to share with people what my experience is so that they themselves can transmute their experience and their suffering into something positive. I do believe on a heart level that that's what we're all here to do. And I believe that when the suffering becomes a barrier to us doing that, then we need people who have gone before us, even if they're just a step or two ahead of us, to say, hey, I can pull you out of the gutter. I can show you a little bit of light. I can help you find the light inside yourself so that you can keep moving forward. The beginning of this year was not without great difficulty for me. I had been having a pretty good year, having a few pretty good years since I've been on a very healing journey, one might title it, since about 2017, 2018. And the healing journey is like a roller coaster. We go up, we go down, we feel better, we figure something out, then life throws us a curveball and we get to practice implementing what we've learned. And, it's just on and on and on like that. But one of the areas that I feel like I was really frozen was in an area of self-worth. And because of that, I wasn't able to muster the strength to counteract my fear of stepping out into the light, being myself, and doing what I feel called to do to help people instead of maybe what society recommends that I should be doing. And since I have made the decision to do that, all of the doors are opening for me. Fear is melting away. Doubt is melting away. My confidence that I used to feel as a child is coming back to the surface. I'm seeing things in a much more beautiful, childlike, fun, playful way. And even though I'm not there yet, my suffering is gone. It's extremely limited. So if you are feeling that way, here's some things that might be going on. So in the world that we live in, there are lots of resources to be able to help us all heal ourselves or seek the assistance of therapists and coaches to help us identify what's wrong, what's quote unquote wrong with us so that we can fix it. I believe that a lot of times that's because the answer is trying to come from outside of us. We are desperately wanting to protect our egos, or our egos are desperately wanting to protect ourselves and say, well, it's not you that's the problem, it's your job, or it's not you that's the problem, it's your spouse. Or it's not you that's the problem, it's all of the things going out in the world that are stressing you out. And I am guilty as charged, right? Blaming is a very serious thing. And it's really hard to take a look at ourselves when we already have self-worth issues and an inner critic that's beating us up and going, you know what if this is me? What if this is me shooting myself in the foot and making my dreams impossible because not only do I not believe that I can do it, but I'm frozen with fear and I'm not taking any action toward it. So a lot of times we go on this healing journey, we get a therapist, we do an ayahuasca trip, we go, I have not done that, by the way. I know that some people are doing that. I had my fun in college and had plenty of experiences that one might have considered to be enlightening, but really they were just a muck covering things up. So that ship has sailed. But we go to healers, we learn how to practice sacred ceremony, and we do things that are quote unquote going to heal us. But unless we look at ourselves in a mirror and see ourselves as we truly are, and stop blaming the outside world and looking for our answers outside, and start looking within and saying, I don't like the situation I'm in, but it's my responsibility, and I'm here because of my choices, and I don't have to be any longer if I change my choices. But that's really hard to do because, again, our ego wants to protect us and be like, no, you're doing the right thing. You're stuck in a 9-to-5 job and you're working your butt off, and at the end of the day, you're exhausted. Don't worry about it. Everybody else is exhausted. That's the way that life is supposed to be. Well, no, it's not. And no, it doesn't have to be. And this girl, for one, is not going to let that be the case anymore. No matter what happens, I'm going to keep moving forward to find something that works with me so that I can live a life that is not suffering and that is not misery and that is building something that I love, where I get to express myself creatively, be who I am, and help people do the same. You guys know, as my subscribers and any of you that are watching, if you like what you're hearing and want to learn more from me or perhaps grow together, I'm really thinking of eventually doing some one-on-one consulting or maybe some intimate group work with people because I do have the skills to do that from my normal career. Give this video a like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're going to go on this journey together. But as you know, if you've been watching some of my other content, I've been trying to kind of get my grounding, find out who my audience is, reach out to them, by sharing content that's in alignment with me to attract people that maybe need the help that I have to offer. And I tend to feel like that's probably someone like me, early to mid 40s, questioning what you're doing, maybe coming out on the other side of some suffering, maybe having had figured some things out on your journey, but still feeling stuck and not how to move forward. I want to help those people. I'm beginning to think that I may actually really be able to help people that are, age is just a number, but 38 approaching 40 and questioning things, because for those people, I feel like I can see very intimately where you're at, where you're coming from, what you've been through, and where you want to go. And I want to hear your story and hear your experience and share my experience so that you can see that you will get through it, you will succeed, there is a way, and you don't have to suffer. You can make the decision and take radical responsibility for your life, which I struggled with for a very long time. It's very easy to get stuck in that place of, oh, I don't like my job, or oh, I don't like my marriage, or oh, I don't like, blah, 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 blah. Well, start being grateful for it, sister, because you made all the decisions to end up here, and baby 25-year-old you, that's what you wanted a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, right? You wanted to be the boss at work and make a great income and have a beautiful house and have a happy marriage, and you have all those things, but you're still suffering. Like, what is wrong with you? Wake up. So the thing is, all of that was not in alignment with my soul, I don't believe. I believe that it was a necessary path for me, and my God put me on that path so that I could sit here in front of this camera one day like I am right now, talking to the old me from 4, 5, 6 years ago and going, hey, I see you. I see you doing things day in and day out that you don't like. I see you day in and day out having resentments and being angry and blaming everybody for your problems and not practicing a lot of gratitude for what you've got. But I'm also here telling you that if you implement these practices, start taking responsibility for the way that you're seeing the world, move toward what you want, shedding your fear, being courageous, taking aligned action, and ending your suffering by also working to help end the suffering of others. Because there is that spiritual component, right? Like, what I'm meant to be doing isn't meant to be earning a paycheck on YouTube. It'll be nice. It's definitely one of the goals, because I want to be self-sufficient outside of my 9-to-5 one day. But my spiritually aligned and soul purpose is to use my suffering to help you transmute yours. I did a journeying. I had my first journeying experience about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I heard about the practice from my mentor, and I decided to look into it, and I had not done it as a part of my healing journey. And to my amazement, I practiced listening to the drums one time where I just kind of got used to the beat of the drums. But when I sat down to do a journey, I went on a journey, and it was the most beautiful experience that I've ever had. And it was profoundly insightful. Like, I have no other explanation than like my spirit guides were like, Jennifer, I asked about, on my journey for my intention, the intention that I set was to ask humbly for help from my spirit guides to show me my path ahead and how I can transmute my own shadow as a part of that process. And they undeniably showed me that I can emerge as a beautiful version of myself and shed that suffering, painful, miserable version of myself, and then take that torch and share it with others. Maybe one day I'll do a journeying video where I'll share all the beautiful details, because I can still see it so clearly in my mind's eye, that journey that I went on. And it was absolutely beautiful. It was the most abundant, heart-touching, perfect imagery that I needed to see in order to inspire me to keep doing this. It just makes me smile from ear to ear. It was amazing. And so that's also partially like why I'm doing this video today. I had something else scripted and in mind, but I just felt called to talk to my would-be audience, still here in baby Jen mode on YouTube, but I want to do whatever it takes to share my story openly and transparently and unfurl it little by little, so that those of you who are out there looking for a rope to grab onto can grab on and come along. I'll help pull you through. Better yet, I'll help you pull yourself through by doing what I'm doing right now, despite any fear, despite any doubt, finally living my purpose, transmuting that suffering, being aware but no longer being stuck in my old patterns, doing what I want to do in a way that will serve others. You can do it too, I absolutely promise. All right, I'm done with this little video for today. Again, give it a like, give it a subscribe, share it with somebody that needs to hear this message, bring along your friends on this journey, and leave your comments below. What more would you like from me? I brought up a lot of juicy tidbits in this video, but like, was there one aspect or word that you really resonated with? Do you feel like you want to know more about getting unstuck? Do you want to know more about journeying? Do you want to know more about my own healing journey, like in a story time? I'm open for all the ideas, and I'll share whatever it is that with you guys that will help. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for coming to this very informal, funny video on my bedroom floor. I'll see you on the next video. Ciao for now.